Willie D Live.
You know, I'm sitting here and I'm listening to your story, and I remember even from the first time that I met you, you had a particular aura about yourself that was very soothing. You seemed like a very easy going type person, and and I'm listening to you, you know, talk about how you was pretty much the black sheep of the family,
Uh-huh.
but it seemed like the attacks, in my opinion, was unwarranted because, you know, but I've seen this before. I've
Uh-huh.
seen this happen before with some kids. Sometimes people find that person to pick on, and everybody just picks on that person, and nobody comes to that person's defense. They're pretty much on their own. And for you to figure that out and to just say, you know what, I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna persevere. But it also seems like, and that's a great thing. But it also seems like to me that 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 piece where this hate, this the all the disparaging comments and things plays in the back of your mind when you're on that stage sometimes, and you're like, I'm gonna show you, motherfucker. I'm gonna show y'all. Like, nah, I'm gonna be somebody. I'm gonna do something with my life. You know, I'm gonna show y'all that, y'all got it wrong.
Uh-huh.
And and here you are. Like,
Uh-huh.
and you've in terms of comedy, comedy it typically takes a comedian about 20 years just to come into like notoriety. Like, uh, you're not all the way there yet, as far as like, the big films and all that
Oh
kind of
yeah.
stuff. But in terms of
Soon.
like, but in terms of like, in terms of like that curve, your rise is it's been sort of meteoric.
Uh-huh.
Um, how did you get into comedy?
Um. Well, and thank you. That was a nice compliment. I feel like I'd be chilling. I got into comedy. Basically, yeah, I was at a bar. I was bartending, and I just, like I said, I've always just been very bubbly, just kind of like easygoing and joking and stuff. I've never really like thought much of it. I just thought that's who I was and who I am. So I was at this bar bartending, and I would just crack jokes with like all the regulars and just like chop on them and joke and all that. And then one day they were just like, "Yo, you should do stand-up comedy," and I was like, "Nah." Which I've had friends tell me that before, but for whatever reason to this day I can't think of it. I'm like, I don't know why I never really thought of it. Like, I mean, I grew up being obsessed with,
Dance and
Cedric.
action.
Huh?
You wanted to dance and act.
Yeah,
in the
that
beginning,
was
right?
now that was like my jam. But like, and like, I mean, yeah, I grew up watching all like Dave Chappelle and Cedric the Entertainer and D.L. Hughley and just Bill Burr. Like, I remember watching their specials and their shows and being like, this is phenomenal. But like, I just never thought like, oh, that's something that I should do or could do. I don't know. Yeah, I wanted to be an actor and a dancer and all that. But they were just like, you should do stand-up. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, they're like, we'll go with you. We'll go to a mic with you and just do it for once. So I'm like, all right. So they're like, tonight. I was like, ugh. I was like, well, I don't have no jokes. And then they're like, well, write some. And I'm like, what the hell? I was like, okay. So I went to the freezer and I just started writing jokes. And I think I had like one table anyways, so it wasn't busy. So I wrote some jokes, again, about some, I don't remember, like, something. And we went to that mic that night. And then I think I did good. And then I just got the bug. And then after that, I didn't do comedy for like a month because, again, I was like, if I'm really gonna do this, like, I don't want to just go on stage and just be like boobity boo, like I want to like actually study the craft, know the art form, and respect it and do it right.